Welcome to the Mega Discovery! Roll the intro, please. Welcome to Mega Discovery. Today we're focusing on bands such as Midnight, Ghost, Vane.fm, Sanhedrin, Crowbar, Wolves at the Gate, Kuulomanlaakso, and Dark Infernal. Welcome to Mega Discovery, a huge week this week. And you know what? There's going to be double episodes of Discovery this week because there's just been so many great new albums being released. I did have 2 weeks off and I'm so glad. I'm pretty fresh and I'm ready to film again. Now before I start, pop your favorite discoveries, pop your favorite albums that you discovered down below. And you know what? Let's get on with it. So, first up is Midnight, Let There Be Witchery. Midnight released a brand new album, Let There Be Witchery. Overall, this is a very good LP and it's quite fun. I do really enjoy the vocals, I love the guitar work as well, and the overall momentum. Although I feel like this album does drag just a little bit. Like there are some songs that do sound the same. It's not a repetitive, playable album in my opinion. Yes, it's a good black thrash metal album, but it's not as good as Rebirth by Blasphemy. Not many catchy elements on this LP, but the album could have been a lot better. Maybe cut a few songs from the album that do sound the same. The musical composition is actually really good. The vocals are very good, but I just don't want to go back to this, unfortunately. So for Midnight, Let There Be Witchery, a very good album overall, but it's going to get a 70%. Next up is Ghost Impera.
Searchlight, looking for the watcher in the sky.
This band is absolutely fantastic. They have released stellar albums since their inception. Another stellar LP. Ghost really improved with the production on this album. And you know what? There are some absolutely fantastic songs. Songs like Call Me a Little Sunshine, Hunter's Moon, Searchlight, Looking for the Watcher in the Sky. I mean, how catchy are the choruses on this? Yeah. Fantastic album overall. Love the guitar work, just love the heavier riffs on this. And yeah, a lot of people argue whether Ghost is metal or not. Ghost are metal. Can you not hear the riffs on this album? There are some poppier elements very similar to the previous album Prequel, but you know what? This album is very solid. Songs like The 20s, which is pretty hard hitting. A song I didn't like at first and I thought it was absolutely fucking cringe, but it does grow on you. But I just feel like 20s is one of the weakest songs off the album. The Darkness at the Heart of My Love, which is a fantastic ballad. Love the drum, love the beat on that, and just the overall chorus is so damn sing-alongable. Very similar to Life Eternal. And then you got Respite on the Spital Fields. I love his vocals on that. His vocals are so damn unique. In songs like Caesarian, Spillways is a fucking banger. Be my favorite Ghost album? No, it wouldn't. I would have to do a Ghost album ranking in the near future. But yeah, Impera, very solid LP, very solid album for Ghost. Ghost deserves all the praise it gets. So for Ghost Impera, it's going to get a 90%. Moving on, next up is Deserted Fear Doomsday. Now overall this is a pretty good album. I do love the guitar riffs, love the production on this album, not to mention the insane drumming. There are a few symphonic elements that build. It's a pretty good album for what it is, although there are a few meat and potato moments, but I do love the flow of this. This album does drag a little bit, very similar to Midnight, and great musical compositions. It's quite epic in tone as well. There's nothing much I can say about it. I checked it out and I thought it was a pretty good album. So for Deserted Fear Doomsday, it's going to get a 69%. Let's move on. Next up we go on to Vane.fm, The World Is Going to Ruin You. hate that name. It reminds me of Last FM, but I believe Vane.fm actually changed their name. Now, if you like metallic hardcore stuff, you're gonna fucking wanna love this. Different odd time signatures, some mathcore elements, some groove metal elements, and just a really chaotic sort of album. But some of these riffs, some of the grooves on these songs are absolutely fucking fantastic, and the vocals are so damn angry and intense. Holy shit. Vane.fm is a band that I haven't really checked out, but I did check out this album. I thought they were amazing. I thought this album was fantastic. It's one of my favorite metal albums of the month already, and great songs like Killing Womb, Fear and Non-Fiction, a fucking guitar on that, Wavery, and Funeral Sound with those electronic elements sprinkled within that song. Fucking fantastic. So overall, This World Is Going to Ruin You by Vane.fm is a solid LP for what it is. It's a very different LP, something I'm trying to explore some more metallic hardcore stuff. This album has it all, punk, hardcore, just a concoction of those genres, and even some metalcore now and again, especially with the momentum breakdowns you were getting. But yeah, the vocals are so damn friggin' intense. Reminds me at times like a Nal Nafrak. I love the intensity of this music. For Vane.fm, This World Is Going to Ruin You. It's so damn depressive, so damn energetic and angst. It's gonna get an 86%. Let's move on. Next up is a progressive metal band, you could say, elements of rock, hard rock, or it's a very different metal album. We're talking about the band Sanhedrin, Lights On. The women's vocals on this, she hasn't really got the best vocals. The vocals aren't that great in my opinion, but it's the instrumentals that really shine on this LP. Different structures on some of these songs, like Correction, Lights On, Siphoning Women, probably one of my favorite songs off this album, and Death is a Door, which is like 7 minutes. Amazing guitar riffs on this, and just unpredictable odd time signatures on this album. But yeah, her vocals do fit within the overall context of this. They talk about the pandemic, they talk about the coronavirus, they talk about how fucked up the world is at the moment, and the lyrics are very strong. Lights On by Sanhedrin, a good album. I listened to this album a few times and I thought it was a very solid album. Great songs, really enjoyable songs, catchy moments. The choruses have a great hook to them. And yeah, it's a very enjoyable progressive metal album for Sanhedrin. Lights On, it's going to get a solid 74%. Let's move on. Okay, next up is Crowbar, Zero and Below. I'll tell you what, this is my first Crowbar album I checked out, and yeah, I checked out a few other Crowbar albums after this. It's solid. It's got some great doomier riffs, songs like The Fear That Blinds You, Bleeding From Every Hole, which is so damn hard and energetic and quite hard hitting as well, and Zero and Below to end off the album. Really good. Really love the doomier elements on this, the really slow paced songs, but really picking up speed as the album progresses. Some interesting vocals overall. The vocals have that really interesting dark monotone sound that I really love, and not to mention you got some very funky bass, mouth-watering guitar riffs along with solos. Crowbar, Zero and Below have a certain element to it. It's a very enjoyable doom metal album with elements of sludge metal, which works overall in the context of the album. So yeah, for Crowbar, Zero and Below, it is going to get an 85%. Let's move on. Okay, so let's move on to the next album. We got Sabaton, The War to End All Wars. And yeah, this is a fun power metal album. Now, I do enjoy the vocals. I think it's better than The Great War, in my opinion. The Great War. Now, This is also talking about World War One. The lyrics are very deep on this, and you follow the story along, and it's an enjoyable concept album for Zales to end off the album and also to end off this great war. Fucking fantastic song, really do enjoy it. One of my favorite songs off the album is just because it's the end of the LP, it's the end of the war, and there's a lot of emotion conveyed throughout this album. So a lot of people aren't enjoying this LP, which I don't understand because it's a fun power metal album. Sure, this album does drag, but I mean, there are some great songs like Race to the Sea, Hellfighters, The Valley of Death, Christmas Truce. Christmas Truce is such a weird song, but it works overall. I know Kwesi said it was quite a boring album, but I really disagree. I thought it was a pretty solid LP for Sabaton. I enjoyed it more than The Great War. And The War to End All Wars by Sabaton, it's going to get an 85%. Let's move on. As we changed our channel name and we had a bit of a break, we are now Discovery. The whole channel name is called Discovery, and this is called Mega Discovery. And I'm not focusing on just black metal, death metal, doom metal, and thrash metal anymore. No, I'm focusing on metalcore. That's right. That's right, we're focusing on metalcore. And the next album we're talking about is Wolves at the Gate, Eulogies. Now overall, this is a pretty good LP, and I think this is a very solid album. It's one of my favorite metalcore albums of the year. I just really enjoy the breakdowns, the unpredictable moments, and the aggressive vocals. This Christian band really pack a punch. Songs like Shadows, very catchy chorus, just very melodic moments, and Kissed Away be one of the most catchiest fucking songs off the album, where the vocals really all over the place, but it works and the drum beats are there, and just the overall breakdowns as well, they hit you right in the fucking face. Yes, there are some poppier moments on this. It is the modern metalcore sound, but Wolves at the Gate just do this modern metalcore sound justice, and dare I say, it's one of my favorite albums of March, just because of the different elements you are getting on this. If you like metalcore, especially modern metalcore, you're gonna really enjoy Wolves at the Gate Eulogies. Go check this out, give it a spin, and just have an open mind, because yeah, this album fucking slaps, and it slaps hard. This is just an enjoyable LP from start to finish. Just enjoyable vocals as well. Like, the vocals can get so damn aggressive and harsh that I absolutely love. And then all of a sudden it'll just transition to such sweet, beautiful, clean vocals, which works in the overall context of Eulogies. So yeah, Wolves at the Gate, Eulogies, a surprising album, but I become a fan of this band. Eulogies gets a solid 88%. Let's move on. Okay, so next up is a Finnish metal band. We're talking about Kuulomanlaakso and the album Kuusumu. Now, Mikko from Son of the Sun is on this album. He does vocals, and you can tell, and this is why I absolutely fucking love this album. Elements of death doom, elements of death metal, elements of even black metal on this album. Just a great LP overall from start to finish, with some symphonic elements building throughout this LP. Love the flourishing guitar moments and love the embellishments on this as well, and the drumming is absolutely spectacular. The first song, Pimis Laski, is just such a fucking banger. It's got some very hooky moments on this. The guitar riffs are very crunchy, and you get some great death metal, some great melodic death doom, and just a bombardment of just so many genres on this. Some lavishing guitar moments. This album is fun. In 7 songs, 45 minutes of just beautiful death, just some beautiful melodic death doom, elements of black metal. But yeah, Mikko's vocals, so damn good. Clean vocals mixed with those really dark, deep, guttural, harsh vocals that Mikko has. Yeah, fucking fantastic. It's been one of my favorite albums of the year. Kuusumu, go check it out if you haven't already. For Kuulomanlaakso, Kuusumu. I'm going to give this a solid, fucking solid, get this, 90%. It deserves a 9 out of 10, guys. It is an absolute fucking fantastic album. Go check it out now. Okay, guys, are you fucking ready? Here we go. The main event for Mega Discovery this week is none other than Dark Funeral. We Are the Apocalypse. And holy shit, this is a fantastic fucking black metal album. I don't care what anyone says, I absolutely love it. I just love how different this album is by Dark Funeral. Dark Funeral are one of my favourite black metal bands, and they are for a reason. A new vocalist who was also in the previous album as well, which I feel is their weakest album, but yeah, We Are the Apocalypse is a huge improvement from the previous album, even though the previous album was absolutely fantastic as well. Songs like Nightfall, Let the Devil In has a Cradle of Filth sound, especially guitar rhythm, and especially the guitar, and especially the vocals on that. It just Let the Devil In reminds me of Cradle of Filth, that particular song. When I'm Gone incorporates more doomier laden riffs on this, much more doomier song, and his vocals have that death metal aesthetic. Absolutely love it. A Beast of Praise, Leviathan, We Are the Apocalypse, and not to mention Nosferatu, Hello, one of my favorite songs by Dark Funeral. Fucking love it, really love it. 9 songs, 44 minutes. This album packs a punch. A lot of our fellow metal YouTubers are not really giving love to this album, which I find quite hilarious because I think this is one of the best black metal albums of the year. I fucking love it. It is just a terrific album from start to finish. Some catchy or hooky moments. It is one of the catchiest Dark Funeral albums out there. And yeah, this is just brilliant. I've played this album so many times already this weekend, and I thought it was a blast. So for Dark Funeral, We Are the Apocalypse, it's going to get a 92%. Let's move on. So guys, I hope you did enjoy episode 1 of Mega Discovery. So join me in a few days for the next Mega Discovery. We got another 10 albums for you to talk about. A lot from progressive death metal, from progressive metal to even black metal to even deathcore and metalcore. We got it all next Mega Discovery. So yeah, join me next time. Your favorite discoveries down below. And I will see you in the next one.